Alright, welcome to another episode of Sundered Sands, the Demon Gate campaign. This is your GM Ghost, featuring players Rogue as Aragryn, Aki as Asrig, and Demi as Soth. This will be, episode 5?
Six, I think.
Six, episode 6. It'll be episode 6 of the campaign thus far. If you want to see campaigns such as this one or other similar campaigns, different systems, I think we have over 40 or 50 systems here. Go ahead and subscribe to Blades and Blasters for more campaigns, character generations, and as always, the occasional drunk midnight talk about nothing. So we're going to go ahead and pick up with a handout following the events of last session. Quick recap and then get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share this handout to everyone. All right, everybody see the handout?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Man is not the only thing that is dangerous in the dune. Our trio of adventurers found themselves wrapped up in a contract to hunt bandits. Another group, hunting Soth, seemed to have followed them out to the desert. But if that was not enough, the very wilderness encroached on the bounty. A large pack of scorpions swarmed the bandits' hideaway, killing and devouring any and all those around. Barely surviving the onslaught, Aragryn found himself separated, stuck in a tower with a bandit and an orc hired onto the group for the contract. Asrig and Soth, gathering all they could carry, went in the opposite direction to safety. The scorpions banged against the walls and doors for some time. But now, things have become quiet. So we're going to go ahead and start with Aragryn, and let's get everyone brought over. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So Aragryn, you find yourself inside of the tower, door closed behind, leaned up against the wall, feeling the poison spreading through your veins, the burn of it, kind of twisting your insides up. Within the scene you see as you're fading in and out of consciousness is the orc holding the bandit up by the neck, threatening him. Full view of the map. Uh-oh. Let me try to adjust that real quick. Better?
Yep.
All right. To pick up again, the orc is threatening the bandit, has him propped up. You can hear bits and pieces. It's nothing too surreal. It's about what you would expect an orc to threaten a human with, pulled out entrails, guts, things of that manner. You are feeling the pain. I will tell you when to roll for damage, but for right now you're not rolling anything. You're still under the effects of the toxin, so you can take it away.
Alright, Aragryn still has his rapier in his hand. Still some blood on his clothing and on him from the wound. And as he's sweating and getting more and more pale, he's looking around kind of frantically through crates or boxes or shelves, knocking stuff over. And panicked, he's talking back towards the orc and the bandit. Are there any type of antidotes? Something to slow the poison? You! He'll turn around and point his blade wavering towards the bandit. Those scorpions, do you have anything to protect you from their poisons?
I thought we had some in the boxes, but I'm new. We have never had scorpion attack since I've been here. I do not know where it is. Abdul knew where it was, but he is quite dead. Orc smacks him. Doesn't say anything.
Yeah, and Aragryn will try to go over towards the boxes and rummage through them, searching frantically.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception, or let's see, it's observation one that would be for this. Let me take a look.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, I would say perception.
I'll go.
Yes. You are rummaging through these boxes and you start to fade a bit. You feel your consciousness slipping, but then you see something that, a vial perhaps, marked rather clearly in coffin. It says scorpion antitoxin.
Oh. He will take it immediately and smile and
You will not have to roll.
Nice. He, as he swallows it down and it must be with him, he turns around towards Gulag and I found it. Are there any more else in there?
You think that might be the last one?
He sets it down. Is the at all or damaged?
No, Gulag appears pretty clean, actually. You don't see any blood or anything on him.
And Aragryn will stand up and try to heal himself if he can, or wrap up his wounds at all. Maybe stop the blood.
Sure, intelligence or medicine?
I will do an intelligence check.
So you go ahead and recover 4. You are able to use some limited medical knowledge, mainly that cuts bleed, and wrapping cuts stops them from bleeding, to stop yourself from bleeding excessively, but a lot of damage has been done. You still feel the burn and sting, but it's not crippling. It's not going to put you out. You think the poison is starting to recede, but the wounds themselves are not going anywhere.
As he's wrapping up, he'll look towards the bandit and kind of a little more calm now that he's found the antidote, and I'll say, is there any treasure in here that you have been hoarding?
And he looks to the side and looks back at you and, no.
Look towards Gulag. And then back at the bandit. And I don't really believe you. I know you've been raiding some of the caravans that pass by this way.
Slim pickings. The caravans that come through are cheap wastrels. How much are they paying you for this job? I bet it is not enough.
I don't believe I'm getting paid for this job. Help you.
What? Why?
We heard that, you were causing a lot of problems. But if I was getting paid for this job, would you be willing to offer me more?
How am I supposed to offer you more if I do not know what you're being paid? Now who is lying? Gulag starts choking him a bit.
And Aragryn smiles and nods and says, I'm getting 10 gold. Okay, 20 gold.
20 gold?
You have
You're
more
not taking
than 20?
anything worth 20 gold?
Don't have anything more than 20 gold around here?
Uh, look, I'm new. I just want to leave, okay? Oh, I don't know what you want.
I do not think that my friend will let you leave here. Gulag was the quiet one, wasn't he?
No, Gulag was the
He
talkative
was the one
one.
that pushed out the moment he saw something worth fighting.
How's that sucking chest wound, Lizard Man?
It's great. It's doing fine.
Those stairs go up.
There's a set of stairs that go up. There's also, you saw it a bit on your way, and there appears to be a door here that may go down, or maybe a cubbyhole, you're not sure.
One last thing before he says, Aragryn says, is there any windows or anything where I can look out into the desert?
No. Abdul said that the portcullis, I think is what it's called, the holes in the walls where you normally shoot arrows from, he said it let light in it, disrupted his sleep. We filled them in. The only way to look outside is to go on the rooftop. It is 2 stories. There is a basement, but we do not go down there.
Why don't you go down there?
Abdul told us not to. And Abdul would kill us if we did.
Ah. Abdul did not want you to see down there. Well, Gulag, what do you think we should do with this one?
Should throw him back outside with the scorpions. And let him have a nice meal. No, please!
Isn't very helpful. Maybe we shouldn't do that just yet. We give him a chance, huh?
Or at least tie his scrawny ass up.
That's a good idea, Gulag. Let's tie him up. And he'll start looking for a rope to tie him up.
Yeah, there's rope. Plenty of rope.
Yeah. Aragryn will go ahead and tie him up. Keep him secure. While they search through the barrels and the belongings in here.
Yeah, so he gets tied up and throw him in a corner over here, and you're rooting around in the barrels. Let's see. You find a copper. And you find a small food ration around as well. And everything else is kind of just junk, trinkets, broken stuff that they are hoarding for some reason. Maybe wanting to fix it at some point. You're not sure.
Okay. Aragryn will take note of it. And this is crap. This is all crap. The good stuff must be downstairs. Well, Gulag, perhaps we should take a look downstairs.
Could be a trap.
Maybe our friend should go first.
Yeah, I like that idea. And he grabs the guy, and Gulag's gagged him as well. So you fix up the guy's just looking very concerned as he's getting drug over towards the door here. So I'll bring you in. So you open the door. And proceed down the stairs. Nothing, there's no jump out, no jump scare, nothing pops out, anything like that. But when you enter down here, you see a rather strange scene.
Can you slide us over as well?
Yes, I can. I should have done that. You see a rather strange scene as you come down. So in the room, there are many things that appear blatantly out of place. It does not match very well with what you've seen above. This looks older, a bit more refined, very dirty, but not in a sense of a complete mess. There is still some sense of this place being kept. There is a desk and chair in the corner, a book resting open, several candelabras kind of set around with lit candles. There's a strange breeze within the room. You're not sure where the origin point is, but the candlelight seems to flicker. There is a large casket, heavy, well-made, looks like iron perhaps, and a couple of statues with features long since dissipated. Single bed, a couple bed rolls in the corners here. And the most interesting thing would be the circle in the center. A large green orb rests, floating, not touching the pedestal that is below it.
Okay. Is that casket like that size big? Like,
It is that size big. It is massive.
damn. And Aragryn will look at that, kind of mouth agape, eyes wide, and was at first kind of pushing the bandit down the stairs, but at the same time holding onto his back there, the rapier pointing at him. And once he gets down here, he kind of pushes him a few feet in front of him. And what is this? Some kind of devil worshippers?
The bandit looks at you. See, he's gagged by Gulag. And Gulag removes the rope ties. No, we did not know about this. Only Abdul was done here.
What manner of magic is this? And he looks over towards the orb. I need my companions here.
And as you're looking at the orb, we're going to do a quick scene cut to the other boys. And I'll bring Aragryn as well.
I can see the thing to the right as well, but...
Gee whiz, man! It turned off all my dynamic lighting. I go through and enable all of it. Once more. Better?
Yeah.
Tight. Alright. So two of you headed south of the site very quickly, trying to escape the scorpions. Soth's imps carrying quite a bit of loot before they dissipated and running interference. Soth himself carrying quite a bit of the loot. Packs of it. Was moving rather slowly, but the wildlife was sufficiently distracted. And you now find yourselves in a relatively safe location.
I have no vision.
What?
Oh my.
Interesting. Let me try to sort that out.
I've got all the vision. He's got no vision. Weird. Because it's the same one we used before.
Yeah, I don't understand. Global illumination.
It might be the token itself.
I'm gonna check the token to see. Token layer. Let me try to bring Soth down here. Better now?
Half the map, yeah? Yep.
Yay.
Okay, good. All right. So two of you find yourselves... Let's see. Okay. Two of you find yourselves in this little area, a bit of ways. so you may take it away.
Yeah, Azrig, once it's pretty clear that they're like well out of the way and there's no scorpions coming and that the threat subsided, he kind of hunches down and takes a squat down onto the burning hot sand, kind of, reaching back from it at first before he kind of settles into it, adjusting. Hopefully Aragryn is all right, yes?
Well, hopefully you are alright too, huh? You don't look so nice.
His clawed hand is kind of over the huge puncture wound in his torso, which he kind of just below the plexus and stuff, and he kind of pulls away at the hide there so that he can see it, and it's definitely gone through the scales, unlike a lot of other things he's dealt with before. He kind of winces a bit visibly as he kind of taps around inside, pulling off what looks to be like a little tiny piece of chitin that has come off with this faint green goop. Kind of tosses it to the sand. It burns quite badly, yes? But I will live.
Yeah. Yeah. If this mercenary thing doesn't work out, maybe we can be monster hunters, huh? You took quite a few of them out before we had to...
He bears that kind of razor grin again. And, yes. Many died. But too many. Far too many coming. Oh yeah, let me... Boop.
Yeah, this is all going to be for hit points. So...
What was it?
Did you... This is for hit points.
Oh, removed?
From the poison. Yeah, for the poison linger.
Okay, cool.
A few more rounds. You don't immediately catch its Soth, but you're taken a bit by surprise as you hear a gruff kind of voice behind you. So, that business is done with?
Azrig tilts his head quite hard as he looks towards the figure. Who is this one?
I'm sure he can make his own introduction, eh?
Yeah, no. This, half of a man, as far as you could tell. Azrael's legs both missing. He looks at you. Ragnar, the ugly one, hired me to help him.
Aragryn is not here, though, so...
I have no idea who that is. I was talking about your bone face.
It is a joke. I mean, come on.
Azrig kind of turns to Soth. Why is he here? More to help then, yes? But then why does he not fight?
Why fight when you can get the wildlife to do it for you?
You sent those scorpions after us, huh?
You? No. The ones in the armor? Yes.
Why you do this?
And as he had pulled up, you see he's in a strange kind of sled-like contraption and being actually pulled by a couple of dogs, large dogs. And he looks at the two of you and... You think I'm going to try to fight 8 fully armored men in the desert with myself and a couple of fat dogs? You have to improvise.
Razor kind of takes him in and gives like a kind of half-hearted nod. Yes. They would have died nonetheless, yes? But I suppose you have helped us. Thank you.
Take my thanks in coin, bony man. Looks at Soth.
We are not done yet. I said upon my return to the city. That is when we will pay the rest, no? I have to get paid for this job, too.
Fair.
Agree. Yeah?
Fair. Actually, never mind. And he smiles at you. It's a rather coy-looking smile. I think I've made enough from this job. And he turns the sleigh that he has set up. And go ahead and make a perception check. So,
Can Azric as well, or
sure.
Fucking robbing me.
motherfucker took all their goddamn shit? This fuck. Azric is too busy with his blurred
He just
vision from the
rides
poison.
off.
Hey, wait, how did you take the scorpions? How'd you... Oh, whatever. You left, okay? Well, it would be a nice trip to know, huh?
Why did you not tell us you hired this one?
What do you mean?
Azric tilts his head. If we had more help, you should have told us, yes?
He was not there to help with the job. He was there to help with something else.
And what is this?
Well, those men in armor, huh? He was to keep an eye out for them. They were the ones hunting me. We did not give him the slip when we left the city.
Yes, but we could have killed them, along with the others.
Maybe, maybe not. We could sleep easy at night knowing that he was watching over us.
If we had known, perhaps.
Oh, I slept just fine.
Ezra gives him a bit of a hard look. If the scorpions are gone, then we must return.
Are you in any shape to walk back?
That does not matter. And he says that, and as he kind of rises a bit, there's a bit of a wince at the pretty gaping wound on his torso again. We must make sure all the scorpions are gone. And that the others are fine.
If you kill yourself trying to help others and no one wins, they don't get to helping you die.
But you get a meal, yes?
I have many meals. I do not wish to eat you. You think I would eat a friend? You think I am some sort of monster, huh?
Ezra kind of tilts his head at that and really looks Soth keenly in the eyes. You have yet to prove this, yes?
Prove that I am a friend or prove that I am a monster?
I am not sure which.
Then what are you saying? You're the one who brought it up.
Well, perhaps if you told us what you do, yes? You hire mercenaries without letting us know. And they almost kill us, yes?
He did not almost kill you. The scorpion almost killed you.
Sent by him, yes?
You should have run a long time ago.
Azrig stands pretty staunchly, kind of adjusting the hide again, kind of pulling the torn bit over the wound again. I will go see to Aragryn, yes? Die or not. Begins marching off back towards the encampment.
Can I get a good sense of how healthy he is? Like,
You can do perception or observation if you have it. Better pick up on cues. Yeah, it's not too hard. You mean you see he is still. You're pretty sure he's still suffering from the effects of poison. You see, skin twitches. You see there's the occasional wince that even he can't hide. That he gives indication he's probably still in pain. You don't know the extent. You really don't know how bad it is because you weren't stung. You have no idea how the poison feels, but you get the sense he is in a pretty bad state of pain right now.
Azric, I will not let you go. You stay here with the cart and rest. I will go back. I need you to protect the stuff, eh?
Azric kind of looks him up and down. You will see to Aragryn then, yes?
I will see if he is alive, and if he is, I will bring him back. If he is not, I will bring back his stuff in memory.
Bring him back, one way or another, yes?
I'm not going to drag a corpse across the desert.
Then I will go.
I will bring it. Didn't he care about that sword? Isn't like a family sword or something? We can deliver that. He's from Delios, huh?
Azric tilts his head. I believe, yes, why?
Is that not better than a corpse? A family heirloom?
Azric kind of... It's hard to kind of make out some of the emotions, and like scowling doesn't really... It's hard to tell whether it's a smile or a scowl to some degree, but he doesn't look particularly pleased. There's that sort of bristled look to his scales, the spines going down his back. This matters not, yes? We owe him this.
We owe him if he is alive. We do not owe a corpse anything. As our friend, we will return his weapon or whatever to his family. But beyond that, he would only weigh us down. We are not in a good shape. You can't even walk. I'm not going to let you. If you try to walk away from me, I will stop you.
This time it is most definitely a grin as he says, let us see you try then. As he begins to march off. Very definitely, I'll roll the d4 real quick. Very definitely wincing in pain as he really begins to properly stomp away.
I want to summon a Varg.
What?
Our boy is poisoned and limping.
Go ahead, my man. Roll for that summon. It's successful. You now have a Varg.
I just sort of wanted to run in front of Azric and block his path.
Does it do anything, or because Azric moves as if to walk past it? But,
Just plain interference.
Azric will attempt to reach out for it then. Is it going to try and not let him do that?
I told you I would not let you walk away, eh? You wanted me to try, and this is me trying. Just stay here. I will go save Aragryn, alright? He is not dead. You'll be fine.
Azric kind of looks him up and down. Give me your word, yes? You bring him or his corpse back. And his things.
Of course. Not in that order, though. We prioritize bringing him back, and then his things, and then his corpse.
Azric looks towards the warg, his hands kind of twitching like proper claws there, as he contemplates whether to just fucking maul this thing or not. And kind of a soft grin. Fine, yes? You go now.
You get some rest, okay? Tend to your wounds. I do not need you dropping dead on me. I won't be carrying you back anyway.
And Azric heads back over to the cart, and pulls out the kind of blanket. He is kind of more than anything bundled like a sleeping bag, but of course much, much tighter, from his back, and kind of begins to wrap himself to shield from the sun. Hurry now, yes?
I'll head on my way then, yeah. And don't you try following me, eh?
right. All
15
right. Let's see. Yes, I believe so.
Oh, just 10.
All right, so you head back. As you're going along, you can make a perception check. So, uh, yeah, the consumer's not gonna matter either. So as you're cresting the hill and starting to head down, you maybe catch some other corner of your eye, or you catch a feeling. When you turn around, you see it's pretty clear Aragryn is following you with the cart.
What are you doing? I told you to stay and rest.
The moment Soth turns and begins to talk, he kind of drops down with the kind of gray-brown blanket over him, as if it's meant to cover something, but kind of tucked under the edge of the cart now.
I can see you there. The cart was not there when I was... What are you doing?
I'm not here, yes? You go find Aragryn.
Aragryn, that is not how you lie.
He kind of looks up, looks up from underneath the blanket. I will learn yet, yes?
Look, just go practice your summoning, eh? Use your time productive.
He sits again in the sand, covering himself with the blanket to block the sun. How far did he get before he noticed?
You didn't get very far. You were about to start moving as he was going to crest the hill, and he turned and saw you, so you maybe got 10, 20 feet.
He kind of sits frustrated. Kind of waits for him to move.
You do this again, Aragryn. I thought that you were a man of your word, a lizard of your word. I want your word you will not follow.
He kind of wraps his arms and if there's more trouble, yes? I must be there to help.
If there is more trouble, you will hear his scream. And then you can come. But it won't happen. Everything is okay.
Yeah, at the moment he kind of mentions his scream and such, he's like, No, I will come, yes? It is better for us to stay together. If someone else were to attack either of us, well separated, we would fare worse. If you wish me to rest, then have your Varg carry the cart, yes? Pull it.
I think that thing's already... No, it wasn't. Is it still there?
The cart?
No, the Varg.
Aragryn's just
The
kind of
Varg?
planning to have one summoned and have it pull the cart.
I mean, the Varg could still be there. I don't know how many rounds it would have survived for. I don't know if you rolled that, but...
I did not.
Yeah, it's not been long. Yeah.
Why do you insist on hurting yourself, huh?
I do not. I am concerned, yes?
You should show concern for your own health. We literally just had this conversation not a minute ago.
Then have a ward pull the cart, yes? I will rest.
It will not last that long. It will drop the cart mid-pull.
Then summon more.
Besides, it is not manual labor, he's a friend.
Ezra, at that point, just tosses his blanket in the cart and picks up the fucking cart again and starts dragging it. Seeing as he's just been pulling the cart the whole time.
He's fine doing this. It's not like...
I mean, he's certainly
also
not feeling
fine,
great,
damn
but...
it.
No, he's not fine, but I mean, he's not... looks in pain, but he's not moving any slower.
Does it look like if I let him do this, he'll be worse wear than if I stop?
I mean, I guess so, because it's like that, or have him fight the warg. So probably. So this is probably the healthiest way to deal with him. Physically. He's more so upset that you said that that the warg shouldn't pull the cart because it's a friend and not manual labor, yet Aragryn has been the one pulling the cart the whole time. Which means he's manual labor. He's petty like that.
Roll D4.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. For so many twos.
Yeah, you feel, as you're straining yourself to pull the cart, you do feel that that pain intensifies a bit, especially as you're working the muscles to pull the cart. You are taking another 2 points of damage.
Aragryn seems to be fairly irritated with it by this point, and he's actually going to, what did we get in the loot? Yeah. There's some, like, I imagine, like, with the hide, there's some, like, clothing and cloth attached to it, right? The leather hide torsos and stuff.
I mean, you could easily have,
Yeah, like cloth.
you know, like stuff for bandaging, cloth. Yeah, I mean, you could.
Yeah, Ezra kind of pulls out some of that, and he's going to attempt to kind of dress the wound lightly, at least kind of literally scrape some of the poison and stuff out. Mm.
You can definitely bandage. I don't know about scraping out poison.
Yeah. In his head, he's like, well, I'll take care of this however I got it, but... intelligence, I assume?
Yes.
Clawing your dirty skills or your infected fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can recover 6.
Oh, cool.
You still feel the burn of it, but you do stop some of the bleeding.
I'm back to where I started. Yeah, Ezra kind of, you see him kind of take a bit of cloth that he had, something he was wearing maybe, and kind of dab it in through the wound, and kind of press it down pretty hard to stop the bleeding until you see the drip of blood kind of slows to a stop finally. And then leaving that kind of there, he'd pull it out, kind of place some fresh up against it, and then wrap the whole thing loosely with some cloth, keeping it tight around the middle, but kind of just doing his best with the little bit of that he has. There, it is fixed. Yes, let's go.
You know what? I don't even care anymore. You're gonna... If you die, it's not my fault. You cannot say that I did not try.
Yes, that is fine.
So, Aragryn and Soth as you head down to the camp, it was apparent as you were cresting the hill that this was a grisly scene. But as you get closer, it becomes even worse. So beyond just the scorpions that are mangled, of course, from the combat, you do see obviously men, corpses, items thrown about the camp. I mean, the tower stands tall, but all around it there is blood and entrails, and it just looks like a war zone. And for a moment it was. Many of the corpses that have been left behind are missing, or do you think maybe torn to shreds based on the contents? Gorgas, very little is left of him outside of the front of the tower, and you see almost no trace that any of the mercenaries existed at all. It appears to have been a clean sweep from some very hungry scorpions.
Yeah, Azric looks a bit visibly frustrated. He kind of scans the area for the bits that are, like, mostly gone. Damn scorpions. Perhaps next time you do not hire one that does this, yes?
Hey, Aragryn, you alive? I'm just gonna start yelling that at the camp.
Well, let's go back in. Down below.
Should I make a perception check, see if he hears that, or...
You would not. No, not what we want. Here we are. All right. So you are here again. Again, the scene unfold before you, Aragryn. The bandit looks quite scared. He's not really saying much and has himself backed up against the wall. Gulag is looking at him, but also looking around the room. You ever seen any shit like this?
No, I have not. This worries me, but I think I know somebody that might know something about this. Who would know more than me, that's for sure. I do not want to touch anything. I do not want to enter that circle, that's for sure.
Aragryn, you feel a very harsh pull, something heavy on your mind. Flashes in the room. Perhaps you're not really sure, but circles start to twist and turn around, shadows in the corners around the circle. But you feel this warmth as you look at it, inviting. Almost a voice, maybe? A womanly voice? You're not sure. But this place feels very comfortable all of a sudden. You can play that out however you wish.
Almost too inviting? Or is it possible for him to get scared and run from this place?
You feel very strongly you want to be here. I can give you another chance at a willpower, but it will be harder than the last one. And the last one was reasonable, but you did miss it.
Okay, yeah.
This one will be at 15 if you take it. No, it feels a comfortable kind of inviting, not too scary, really.
Like almost right after he says, I definitely do not want to go into that circle. He starts to walk towards it and even lowers his rapier, looking at the orb and kind of just slowly walking towards it. You said you... Did he hear a female voice or something?
Whispers. You didn't hear words, but you did hear something soft voice coming from it. You can proceed towards it. I'll tell you when to stop, if at all.
And he starts to, as he's walking towards it, like he's listening to those whispers, and he says a female name. He's like, Natalia? That you? And speaking about his dead love.
Gulag looks at Aragryn. Who the hell's Natalia? And he looks over at the bandit. He's trying to scoot away a bit, and Gulag grabs him by the arm and looks over. Aragryn, I thought you weren't going in the circle. Aragryn!
Is he able to snap out of it at all, or does he want
I'll
to...
give you one more at 8. Oh.
Yeah,
You don't even register that anyone else is in the room right now. It's just you and this orb.
Yeah, he just tries to push his arms away and trying to forcibly get into the circle towards that orb.
Yeah, he tries to stop the bandit from moving. You pass through, and you are within distance to reach out and touch the orb.
Yeah, Aragryn reaches for it.
Your fingers barely grasp along the very edge of it. Like those lights you can find Spencer's where the electricity touches your fingers. It's a lot like that. Those electric globes goes to the tips of your fingers. You see it, you feel the warmth for a moment. And then you just see darkness. From Gulag's point of view and the bandit, Aragryn falls on his back, lays out, arms extended, still breathing, chest rising and falling. And you're there on the ground. And when you awaken, you are not where you once were. Oop. I can actually get you over there.
Aragryn will shift his body around, looking immediately for his sword. Probably not being able to find it.
No, you find yourself in rather comfortable night clothes, really. But the scene is precisely as it looks. As you are in some strange place. Darkness all about, 3 red eyes looking far above. Rather cold, dark, and oppressive place.
He starts to get up off the floor and puts a knee up. As he starts to rise, he'll say her name one more time, and Natalia. And then that's when he looks up and he notices these eyes. Oh God, what is this?
And as you're looking up, the eyes don't move. You see a perpetual grin from some serpentine creature far, far above you looking down. And then the clouds that you appear to be resting on, knee, a shape swirls up, a form. Who is Natalia? And we'll shift back to the boys. Soth and Azrig hear no response from the tower as you call out.
Azrig kind of pulls the cart up near the door, and after kind of looking around a little bit, making sure there's no more scorpions that are going to jump him, he kind of bashes against the door with his fist. Do they get any response?
Response.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Gulag comes to the door and opens after no response for some time, and it beats it. Hell, I was wondering when the hell you two would get back.
Yes, many scorpions. This one hired one to bring scorpions, apparently.
Huh?
He's not very good at words. Ignore him.
Where is Aragryn? Is he alright?
I don't know. He ain't poisoned no more, but something weird happened.
Show us, yes?
And he kind of brushes past Gulag to get in and kind of instructs Gulag to show him the way.
Down those stairs over there.
He kind of
Points it out. Don't mind the bandit. I had to knock him out.
Azrig kind of pauses for just a second before he kind of charges in and down the stairs.
Yeah, so you charge down and you see Aragryn laid out on the floor next to this. You see quite the same scene. Aragryn laid out on the floor next to this orb. The orb itself, actually, you do not see. It is actually in pieces. There's what might have been some kind of structure that has completely shattered and spread all around, shards on the floor, green shards.
Yeah, seeing all this, could I make like a thaumaturgy to figure out what the heck is going on, or circle magic, or?
Yes, you both may.
Which one? Thaumaturgy?
I would say thaumaturgy. And
Cool. Meh.
Azrig, you're not really sure. Soth, you've seen this particular kind of arrangement. It's not usually a good sign. You're not exactly sure what this one was for, but it's very clear to you that this is not some friendly type of circle magic summoning, that there was some kind of intent with this, and it was not a good one. As far as the green on the floor, the shard, maybe it was a vessel of some kind. You have no idea. You didn't see it, what it looked like as a whole.
Yeah, Azrig kind of turns to him, like looking down at Aragryn and the shards in the circle.
This is one of the circles, yes? What does it do? I've not seen this part.
Nothing good, I can tell you that.
Azrig kind of looks at the circle and then at Aragryn and kind of cautiously steps up and kind of tries to tap Aragryn's the side of his face pretty much to see if he can wake him.
He is non-responsive.
He definitely seems alive though, yeah?
He is breathing. You can tell he's alive. His chest rising and falling. He's warm to the touch. He doesn't seem ill. You don't think he's sick anymore from the toxin. You did see him get hit, but it doesn't appear to be toxin. You weren't looking like this. He seems in good health despite the wounds from the combat.
Yeah, Azric not quite sure, kind of grabs him by the shoulders and kind of shakes him a bit.
Aragryn, yes? Wake, yes?
Kind of shakes him a bit more and realizes that he's like proper out.
He does not wake, but he's alive, yes?
Some sort of trance, huh?
Azric will kind of look the room over, see if there's anything that could hint to what this thing is.
You do see a book in the corner.
Yeah, Azric will definitely check that out.
So you begin to read through the book. Go ahead and give me a thaumaturgy, but roll it at 2 dice steps higher than usual, because you're using this book to try to review it. You have read and write as well, right?
Put that in a modifier? Oh, yeah. Put that in as modifier, or just roll it off the dice table?
Just roll off the dice table.
Cool. And you said 2 higher, right?
Yeah, 2 steps higher.
Okay.
Good enough. So you're looking this book. It's not detailing anything specific about what might have taken place in the circle, but you definitely can tell this is some kind of circle summoning magic with the intent to bind something. Now, and Gulag would have given you kind of a description of what happened when you came down. He touched us orb and it fucking exploded, basically something very brusque like that. As you're reading through this book, just trying to find information that's pertinent, you do think Aragryn maybe disrupted something in regards to the binding.
Like he probably released in some way whatever was possibly in the orb Gulag mentioned.
You're not certain exactly, but the vessel with a shattered vessel, there's a lot of bad stuff that could happen per this book.
Yeah.
That means that the binding was a failure, definitely, if the vessel's gone. So you're not really sure if something's been released, if Aragryn being the circle is a new vessel. You have no idea. Any number of things could have happened.
Yeah, Aragryn taps the claw with his forefinger on the chin and...
This is bad, yes? He disrupted the binding, yes? Destroyed it, whatever it is. There's no more vessel. Perhaps it is gone, free, yes?
Or... He kind of looks to Aragryn, kind of tilts his head, taps along his chin again.
I'm not sure.
As you ponder, we're going to go back to Aragryn. Aragryn, you were joined by this very shadowy figure. Rises itself seemingly out of the clouds and regards you. It looks as it appears. It is vaguely humanoid in form, but has stripes of red. Its chest seems to pulsate, the red within it, as it regards you. Well, who is Natalia?
Natalia was my love. She is dead now. Aragryn kind of holds up a hand as if the thing is about to strike at him. And he's going to whisper a prayer to his god. Moldo, protect me.
Spiritual influence?
What are you?
What am I? Not who am I, but what? Do I seem as if I am not wise? That I do not speak and think and have thoughts? What am I? ask your question a bit more respectfully?
I am sorry. Who are you? What is your name?
Better. And it pulls its hands together. And you see shapes start to form out of the clouds. And a chair, table, another chair. It has a seat in one of the chairs. The difference between the body and the chair, hard to determine. Who am I? Many, many names over the years. But why don't you call me Mal? Mal is good. Easy for you to remember.
Yes, Mal. Are you
Go ahead.
going to kill me?
No, not yet. Well, maybe not at all. It's been a while since I had company. Please, sit. Sit. It gestures towards the chair, and it's directly across the table. A small table, circular kind of table that you might find at perhaps a tavern. Much smaller, though, very personal.
Aragryn looks around a bit, worried at first, and that this is some type of trap, of course, but he complies with him and walks over and sits down attentively.
Are you thirsty? Hungry?
He swallows hard in his dry throat, and no, I'm fine. Maybe a little thirsty.
You're a poor liar. Yes, you are very thirsty. From the table, its cup forms, becomes corporeal and rests on this shadowed table. You see water in it, a rather sizable cup, in fact, mug, and a long, jagged finger gestures. Drink.
And Aragryn hesitates for a long time and looks up at the face and says, "Why have you brought me here?"
Me? I didn't bring you anywhere. You came here. Did you touch my vessel?
You are one of the Jinn. Are you not?
The Jinn. That's funny. You amuse me. What did you say your name was? Aragryn?
Yes. I am Aragryn de Leos.
Leos. De Leos. A lovely place.
Yes, it is. Or it was.
I am no Jinn. Aragryn de Leos. I am Mal. Drink, please. Your parched throat is making my ears ache.
He looks at the cup for a minute and back up to him and then reaches out for it, takes it, and as swiftly and brings it to his nose and sniffs it.
Smells like water.
He watches him as he takes a sip of it.
Gothans, so distrustful.
appearances, I must apologize. You look very different from people I know.
And so does he. Points up at the sky. The face just regards you. Has not shifted whatsoever since you've been in here. Appearances can be deceiving, Deleos. I want to be your friend.
What can I do for you?
Right now, it's more about what I can do for you. Natalia, when you spoke her name, when you opened your mouth and eyes, I began to see images of her. She was a beauty, a wonder. And then she was gone. Snaps its fingers and it seems to reverberate through this place. What a shame. All that life wasted because of an errant stroke.
Aragryn kind of looks at him very disturbed, wondering if he's trying to point blame at him almost or something, and he's like, yes, it was beautiful. Not my blade that took her life.
Of course not. But she is gone. Now, what would you give to hold her again? To be with her again? Just the two of you. No angry husband. No nights of whatever. None of that mess. How much do you miss her, Deleos?
And Aragryn's mouth drops open for a minute, and then he jumps up from his seat really quick. Anything to be with her again. But not yet. Not yet. I want to go see her again when I die, not because of some deal I make. Some spirit. What are you? Some kind of devil?
I'm just Mal. Deleos. Just Mal. You won't even hear what I have to.
What is it you offer me, Mal?
What you want. And more.
For me, treasures?
Treasures. No. Treasures fade. Treasures lose their luster. Life. I would give it to you in eternum. And more. Much more.
What would I have to do for this?
Give up a bit of space within yourself. Like I said, I've been alone in here for a while. Some fool brought me back this place. I called out You came to me, really. All I ask is a bit of space. Somewhere to stay, to travel. You would be yourself. I would take nothing of value from you.
You could promise me immortality.
An immortality with Natalia. And it rises from the table and sort of glides towards you in the darkness, putting its hands on your shoulders.
Can I... I feel like he's lying his ass off to me.
Do you have detect lies?
I do not.
Perception.
He looks like he's telling the truth to me.
Yeah, he seems pretty honest. Maybe there's some trepidations just because of the nature of the appearance, but you definitely sense truth in the words.
He thinks on it for a long minute, and the flashes of Natalia and him in his head. She is his lost love. So he, and all you would have to do is join with me.
It would be like a passenger. You don't know you have, unless you need me.
Except, and he raises his cup.
Capital. And a cup manifests from the shadow of Mal's hands and clinks against yours, and a hand outstretches shortly after. It's a deal, then.
It's a deal.
Now, he grips your hand firmly. It's time for you to wake up. And when you blink, your eyes open. You find yourself in the middle of the room, in old blood and surrounded by candles.
Azric's still over in the corner, kind of poring over the book, looking for any bit of information he might have missed. Probably hasn't quite noticed him wake yet.
So that is so down there?
I am there.
You're all in that room.
Aragryn is gonna lift his head up and look around for a minute, and then turn over on his side and start looking around for his blade.
It's there.
And he picks his blade up and
Yeah. Azrig would turn pretty swift at hearing him kind of nudge the blade as it kind of scrapes the ground.
Aragryn, you are awake, yes?
Kind of rushes over.
yes. And He licks his blade over and cleans it off. Some of the rags hanging from his belt. And he looks around at the circle and the candles and stuff. It's this strange dream, I guess.
Aragryn.
Man, strange in what way?
Yeah, Azric's looking him all over, like kind of circling him very swiftly, kind of pulling back at bits of clothing, making sure he doesn't have any like weird marks and shit, and kind of grabs his face a bit and kind of looks in his eye very keenly and kind of steps back again, waiting for his answer.
He looks around on the floor and he notices the broken pieces, shards, and he says, it was a dream, right? And then he looks over towards Gulag, and there was some kind of orb floating in the middle of this, and I heard Natalia's voice. I could hear her calling to me.
I'm sorry, who's Natalia?
Yes, who is this one?
Someone I once knew and loved a lifetime ago. He stands up and puts his sword away, and this thing in the dream was talking to me, some kind of... I was worried it was some kind of djinn or something.
What do you mean?
Some being. And red eyes. And in the dream, trying to... from me. He starts thinking, can he remember everything, or...
Just happens pretty clear.
Yeah, and he'll mention that, actually, he will not mention everything in great detail yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say Azric's kind of sitting there, like looking him up and down, like,
He said, yeah. I cannot remember everything.
Okay, well, Azric is like the whole like, oh yeah, there was this fucking thing, and it said to I forgot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Azric's definitely.
Let me,
what would that be? Perception or?
I mean, yes. If you have detect, I guess detect lies would count. He's obfuscating facts, so I guess that would purview.
Yeah.
If you're trying to deceive Aragryn, go ahead and roll that, or charisma.
Damn it. I had speech. I didn't get to take it. Let's see.
Oh, the Soth. Oh my. Oh my.
Charisma.
Oh, it's 2.
Fucking hell.
You guys think he doesn't know. He just... maybe it slipped his mind.
Yeah, well, Azric definitely looks concerned.
What was this thing, yes? You touched the orb, yes, and it exploded.
Yes, it looks like or something, like some giant snake or something like that. Eyes glowing, but there was someone else there talking to me, and everything. I can't remember seeing what he looked like.
Azric looks pretty concerned.
You broke the vessel, yes?
Would there be any way to, like, tell what could have happened from Aragryn? Like, from him, from the description, like, would he be able to garner any more info from that? Thaumaturgy-wise? Like, make a guess what this thing is, or, like, what could have happened given the fact that apparently it was talking to Aragryn?
You can thaumaturgy. You might not get specifics, because, again, the book wasn't really specific. It was more just a how-to as opposed to a what is. So, if Soth wants to as well, you can, but it would be thaumaturgy, yeah.
Any bonuses from the book yet, or...?
No, because the book was more about showing you how to do,
How to bind.
less about what you're binding.
Oh my.
There are obviously some. Well, that's pretty good. There are quite a few deal makers. So if you're not sure, there's quite a few deal makers, and that's all you would kind of know about it. Asrig, there are quite a few different deal makers. Without knowing the specifics on the deal, you're not sure what exactly this is. It could be a benevolent spirit. There are benevolent spirits who make deals all the time, and they're honest deals. It could be a malevolent spirit that is going to screw Aragryn over if it was a deal, or telling him to do something. You're not really sure specifically what it could be, but regardless, you know whatever it is would be powerful, because it takes a lot of power to be able to make changes to the physical realm through the metaphysical.
Ooh.
And if that's what it's saying it can do, if that's anything that's Aragryn, did you actually mention that it was trying to get you to do something before you said you didn't remember? Just to make
No,
sure
that was the
Yeah, I think
that
the
was
most we
the
heard
thing
was
was
wanting something, but yeah.
It's wanting something, yeah. So let me rephrase then. So there's quite a bit, but with the methods that were being used to bind this, you think it might be something powerful. You don't really know much more than that without knowing specifics about what happened, and Aragryn seems to not remember, so you're not sure how to use that
The
information.
form that he mentioned of the kind of serpentine thing with the red eyes and a separate form with it, would that give any kind of hints as to anything?
Let me make sure Aragryn actually mentioned.
was the guy serpentine as well? Was he reptilian or?
No, he looked rather humanoid. It was obviously in the token, but he had a vaguely humanoid shape. The other thing was gigantic and very clearly serpentine, snake-like, Hydra-esque. If Aragryn is familiar with some boyhood fairy tales of maybe knights slaying big monsters, it was vaguely reminiscent of that, but one-headed.
Okay. And then he was humanoid, maybe like a desert dweller type of.
Yeah, and Aragryn didn't know that much. Yeah.
He did not have an accent that was local. You know that for certain. And he appeared humanoid from his silhouette, but he was very, maybe not full incorporeal, but you got the sense that because he was blending with the environment to an extent, you could hardly tell there was a difference between what he was and what the chair was made out of. So you're not really sure entirely. He appears somewhat incorporeal, but corporeal enough to put his hands on your shoulders, or you don't really know a lot in regards to that. It was vaguely humanoid, but with a lot of strange things happening with it.
Yeah. So, Aragryn, still pretending not to know everything or remember everything, there was this giant snake, serpent, and it was the size of a building, and then this man, he was like a ghost almost, some kind of specter, people together, but strange dream, I tell you.
Yeah. Does that give Azric anything to go on in that regard? Like, does that sound more like a malevolent spirit, or is there anything that he might even know of that would fit that kind of a description? Or
well, so you know that in a lot of mythos, things like that you have read. Soth would know this too. It's not difficult. Snakes are generally thought of as malevolent because snakes, again, generally they are looked at as predatorial, aggressive,
deceptive, sneaky.
And but you yourself are reptilian, so your culture might have different opinions on that. I believe they revere revere snakes or revere serpents to an extent. It's my understanding of some of their like theology. So a lot of there are a lot of religious origin myths and things you've read about in your studies that generally bad is what snakes are.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a
shadows, spirits, things like that. Again, that goes either way. You're not that sort of that's non-specific. There are quite a few things that can take in corporeal form. They can be bad, they can be great. So that one's a bit tougher. But maybe the colors of things, again, those kind of colors depends. There are things that are those colors that are very evil. Other things are malevolent.
Things in the real world we have to deal with, huh? Such as Aragryn here, who tried very hard to come see you in person, against better judgment.
Yeah, so we're kind of again, it's hard to tell whether it's a smile or a scowl, but nonetheless.
Well, yes. You were trapped. But this thing, yes, that is the pressing concern.
Well, I don't think you know what that word means. You are dying right now. That is pretty pressing, eh?
I am alive, yes?
But not for long if we just let you be.
I will be fine.
What is wrong with you?
He's poisoned, he's bleeding all over the place. He, like, touched his wounds with dirty hands.
I found an antidote upstairs. I think that was the last one.
And that is fine. I will heal in time. We are safe now, we can rest. But this thing, you released, it is powerful, yes? Perhaps. This binding is not for something weak and small. It is meant to contain something dangerous, yes? Very.
I mean, it could have been a dream, Edric.
Either way, is it even our problem? If it's not chasing us or hurting us, why do we care?
Ezra kind of tilts his head.
You are summoner, yes? You know these things. You know what powerful things can do. You teach me this.
Right, I teach you everything I know.
Then you know this is dangerous. Even if it is something weak.
But this is in the middle of the desert, you know, they've usually... I mean, it's free, right? But it should still have some sort of focal point, you know, like a radius. If we go far away, like back to the city, we should be fine.
No. The vessel is destroyed, yes? And he said it is in his mind.
What are you implying then?
I do not know. But what if he is the vessel now, yes?
You want us to leave him here?
No. We must figure out what to do.
Aragryn walks over and kind of hesitates for a second as he steps out of the circle, and then kind of straightens himself up a little bit as they're talking, walks over towards them both. He's like, it's okay. I am fine. It was probably just a dream. He was not such a bad fellow. I don't think he was lying at all to me when... Mal seems like an okay guy.
His name is Matt?
You can tell him...
Okay, so... Can I make another roll to see if that name is anything specific?
You have no idea.
Well, not a good name.
Oh yes, I remember his name now. Mal. That was his name. And as he's saying this, he walks over and he like goes to touch Azric's wound.
Ezra kind of pulls back.
Let me see this.
It will be fine. I patched it, yes?
Azric, go ahead and restore your hit points to full.
Ooh.
You will no longer have to roll d4s.
Is that as he touches me or just in general?
As he touches you. You feel this this strange sensation over your wound, Azrig, and the bandages actually fall away, and the wound is gone.
Azrig's eyes are fairly wide, and he kind of looks to Aragryn and kind of grabs his hand and kind of looks it over and stuff to look for like some kind of mark or anything, and kind of looks him over again quite aggressively.
You see, something is wrong, yes? It is in him.
Aragryn is kind of befuddled at that moment. Now he's realizing that it totally was not a dream. And he's like, maybe I know magic now?
One does not just know magic. It takes years of study.
Yes, it is frustrating.
Kind of, again, still kind of like pulling at the back of Aragryn's collar, like looking down his back a bit, and like...
I see nothing. But it could be in your head, yes?
Or you... He kind of looks towards his torso.
Or inside you, I do not know.
Aragryn's gonna touch his wounds. See if he can heal them.
Go ahead and put yourself to full.
Yeah.
Stop it with all the touching. It is weird. It may be dangerous. I do not know yet.
Yes, you see? Something is strange.
Aragryn kind of taps his chin again with his claw.
We cannot know here, though. We must search, yes? The libraries, the guard mentioned, yes? And law and more. Perhaps they have something on this, yes? This Mao.
You want us to take him back to the city? You're worried that he is possessed or something's wrong with him. You want us to bring him to a place with lots of people.
This is true. But what option do we have, yes?
I mean, there are many options. You just got to think about them.
Aragryn kind of looks to the circle again.
We could place him in the circle, yes, and bind him, and feed him, and find books, and find out what it is.
I want to draw that circle, like in a parchment. Do I have anything? God.
There's some parchment around.
I would like to draw that circle on the paper.
By all means, you may draw that circle on a piece of paper.
Yeah, Azrig has the book kind of underarm at this point, so... In fact, let me add that to my inventory real quick. Weird binding book.
So you can scroll out a copy of that circle. So, in Azrig, you have a weird binding book. What's everybody doing? Gulag is looking around as the unconscious Banner on the floor. I don't know what the hell we're doing. We want to get the hell out of here. This is pretty clearly Scorpion territory. I really don't want to get stuck in here.
I do not know. This one's mercenary summoned the Scorpions, yes?
He did not summon them. He is not a conjurer. You keep saying that.
Well, he called them then, yes? And he said so.
It still means they live around here. They could have attacked if they wanted to. He just led them. Probably. I don't know. I don't talk to beasts. I don't know what he is.
Well, this is a problem nonetheless.
Aragryn is going to walk towards that sarcophagus, and he's not saying this out loud or anything, but I'll whisper you something. And he just kind of runs his hands over the stone and looks at if there's any writing or anything on it.
You don't see any writing. You just see etchings in this design that is on the top cover. It is a rather large sarcophagus. Maybe... I mean, it's far bigger than is necessary to rest within.
Anything like on the sides or anything that I feel like we should make an etching of or a copy?
I mean, you have these statues, but again, they are faceless. They do have strange profiles. They have clawed fingertips, and the swords that they have are rather wicked looking as far as the statue's swords. But the sarcophagus, other than the design on the top cover, there doesn't seem to be much else to it. It was minimalistic, but just well crafted, it seems.
And Aragryn will look back over at them while they're talking, and maybe there's treasure in here.
Aragryn looks, Azrig kind of looks the thing over. What is this, yes? He kind of moves over and kind of looks the thing around a bit. Does it have any kind of specific markings that would give away anything aside from the fact it's a sarcophagus?
Depends what kind of mark.
I mean, he's got that book.
Words,
And it's like right next to the circle, so he's kind of thinking thaumaturgic wise.
You can try a thaumaturgy roll.
Cool. Fuck no.
Wow.
I think that's the highest roll he's gotten yet.
Okay. So as you're studying this sarcophagus, you begin to see smaller, faded kind of etchings that are all along it. Some of them appear to be runic in nature. They've lost all power. You're not sure. Is it binding? Some kind of containment? You don't know. But they are unpowered. There's no more mana that charges these. These have been long defunct, these runes. These inscriptions, they seem beyond old. You couldn't put an exact date, but definitely longer than 100 years, maybe longer than 500. You're not sure. It's a very long time ago that these runes came into existence, just with how they're deeply etched in the fade that is on them. There is some slight script that you see. What languages do you speak and understand?
He knows. Oh, he should know one more because of the int now, but baseline, he knows. Where is it?
Is that how that works? If your int goes up, you just learn another language?
I don't know about now.
No, it's more. That's base.
Yeah,
That's
I think
base.
it's for
You have to spend to learn other languages.
Cool. So he knows Kothan, Ramah, and Raikanu.
You don't know what kind of language this is, but it appears very old. May even be a defunct language, but
Okay, can I read it?
Yeah, Azrig would point it out. Would there be any... I assume they were writing with, like, charcoal, yeah?
it is etched, so it is carved.
No, I mean, like, around for, like, the book and the parchment they had and shit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so he'd actually take one of the spare pieces of parchment and the charcoal and make a charcoal etching of it.
All right, go ahead and add that in so we remember it. What languages?
Uraku, Nuroku, Nich.
Ah, okay.
Ha!
So let's see.
The demon tongue, one of them.
So when you're looking at it, so this vaguely reminds you of Oroku. But there appear to even be some changes to that. There are things you recognize, characters and phrasings you have that you can see from Oroku. But there are some phrases that are being used that are dead or you just were never taught, which is strange because you know that you are learned. This was basically one of your first languages, if not your language as a tribe. So it is extremely bizarre that you see Oroku's script and there's something that is missing. It has no phrase. But this does look Oroku to you.
This looks like Uroku, but there's some sort of slang or... I'm not catching all of it. Can I pick out anything, really? Is it like maybe Gaelic or whatever?
Yeah, let me give you what you can see. Puts cuts into it. You guys can RP with them, whispering.
Yes, it is very old, yes. Perhaps too long ago. Maybe they use different phrases or words, yes?
I mean, I am very well versed in this language. I thought I knew it all. I can sort of make some things out, but if I can't make all of it out, then maybe what I think I know isn't right? It is hard to say right now.
Perhaps. But the runes, yes? And all the other things are old. So old they don't work anymore.
And Azric's eyes kind of go wide a bit, and he looks to the summoning circle, or binding circle even.
Perhaps it is, yes? Perhaps the runes got too old. Transfer the vessel, yes? From the sarcophagus to the orb. Aragryn breaks orb. Whatever was in here,
He slaps the sarcophagus hard.
is in Aragryn, yes? Maybe, yes. Perhaps.
Okay, well, honestly, we should probably just leave him here then if you're so worried.
There's not much to be done. We could bind him here, yes? But we do not know why. It could be good.
But would he know the background behind Oroku, or the language?
Intelligence.
Alrighty.
You know the name of the language, but you may not know the background.
Smart boy day. Come on.
You have history as well. You know it's a language the Vitagi speak. You don't know all the basis of where it comes from.
Yeah.
It is not considered a pleasant language, but you were not taught why.
Yeah, he's not sure of that, so he's like,
It may be good, yes, or bad. It is unclear. I do not speak this language, do you know?
Do I know what? How to speak the language? Yes.
Yes, then, would this language be used for bad things, yes? To contain evil spirits or good spirits?
What are you implying? It is the language of my people, I'm sorry, what is it that you speak?
Aragryn kind of tilts his head.
Raikanu. Rama.
Which one is the lizard language? Is that the bad language?
He tilts his head again.
No. I am not Mulfine, yes? They speak different. Because they are bad.
Oh, okay.
Is this your good language or your bad language?
We only have the one, I think.
Yes, that is correct. It's Oroku, Nuroku, which is the sign, and it's like the signs, and then Coffin. There's no necessarily bad language in Vitagi.
You cannot put the things in one corner or the other. Things are not good or bad, okay? It's a language, it's a tool. I can teach you one day if you want. It's not that bad.
Yes, this is good. But this thing... perhaps it is good, perhaps it is bad, yes? We cannot know without finding and research.
So, listen. Do you want to leave him here, or do you want to take him with us? It's the only thing we must decide.
Wait a minute, what are we talking about leaving me here?
Hey, we can give you food and water, and we'll come back in a couple weeks.
Yes, with research.
He stops looking at the sarcophagus for a minute. He's like, I healed your wound. What is the problem?
Maybe later it burns, or he explodes. We do not know. Magic is complex.
He is not wrong.
He's
I
like,
could explode.
Mao is he was not lying to me or anything. It was fine. He's not a bad guy,
ago,
right?
you did not know his name. I don't think I can trust your opinion on the guy.
Oh, he laughs. He's like, just because there's that writing on the wall here. It's like, this isn't such a bad thing, right? You're not going to leave me here, down here, in this pit.
Well, no, we would bind you, yes? With the magics.
I could draw a nice pretty circle around that one.
Yes, stronger.
That is not a good idea either. It's, what is it, 3 days back to the city. You're going to go back to the city and leave me here with some water and like a bowl? Like I'm a little animal?
We got lots of
chained down
scorpion food, eh? Do you like scorpion?
I come with you. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, until you can explain to me why your hands heal people, huh? Properly. I don't want you near other people. I don't want you touching me or touching my things.
Isn't that a good thing? Healing, right?
Perhaps. But it could lead to bad, yes? There are many questions.
Think about this. Huh? When I summon a creature, I can have them heal me, but I steal their life essence. What if it is the same? But if you're stealing some souls or whatever, I don't know, you don't know.
Or giving up yours, yes?
You guys trying to convince me to stay down here?
Not quite. I am just concerned, yes? You could kill yourself somehow, or others.
You could kill us.
Azrig.
Well, then we will be careful.
What do you mean you'll be careful? I don't think you comprehend, like, the scope of this.
Azrig kind of taps his claw on his chin.
Sooth. The binding, yes? Could it be made small?
Like, how small are you talking?
Like a tattoo, yes?
I mean, I'm kind of winging it here. I don't think I'll be able to... I can try. I don't know enough about what I am binding.
True, yes. Troublesome. Perhaps we go back. We are careful with Aragryn. Lock him in a room or something. Find the library. Research what this could do. Yes?
What is all this locking me up thing?
You don't have a say in this.
Right?
I am just concerned. But he kind of turns back to the sarcophagus. Perhaps this has answers, yes, inside. The runes are gone. There is no more magic.
What if we lock him in the sarcophagus?
I think he would die then.
We're not doing that. I'm gonna poke holes in the side so I can breathe.
We leave it slightly askew.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Aragryn as he kind of mumbles along, he's going to kind of grab the edge of the sarcophagus and pull as if to turn it kind of, like to turn it so it's like this, right? Rather than that. So kind of turn it at an angle so it opens here so that he can kind of then leverage it off.
Go for a strength check, my man.
Now throw your back
Big
out.
strong boy. Yeah.
You feel it shift ever so slightly. It's with all your effort. This is an extremely heavy top. And you see dust come out, and maybe you can hazard a peek in. It's very dark.
Azrig will grab one of the candles from near his feet and kind of hold it up near the hole to try and see what he can see.
A large boned foot within the casket.
Ooh.
There's definitely something dead in here, yes? Very large.
It is a casket. What is wrong with you people?
Help me move it, yes? It is very heavy.
No, I will not. Are we raiding him? Is this what we do now? We pillage dead bodies? I mean, dead bodies we did not cause the death of.
But what if it has something to do with the circle, yes?
How do we know? It would not matter. I can't even read half this stuff. I do not know the circle. We are guessing. We are in the dark. I don't think there's any amount of information we can glean from a corpse. It won't have a sign that says, "Hello, my name is King blah blah blah," and
But what if it is buried with things that do, yes? What if there are more inscriptions inside?
Here, let me help you.
You just don't want to be bound.
Aragryn.
Ezra continues to push with Aragryn.
Whatever it takes to get out of this goddamn basement.
And no one's stopping you.
Yeah.
You can go in the desert alone. You just won't get paid.
I'll just take the damn cart since it's mine.
We'll take all the stuff. This is ours.
Oh.
I'm gonna take the damn cart while you idiots are down here arguing over the damn casket.
Would you leave?
You want me to make
I'll
another
move
check,
the
or
damn thing.
use the same, or just do another?
We'll just do one more, I guess.
All right. Oh,
18,
so strong.
24.
Oh my.
So together, the three of you move the top layer off of this cask. And within it is a very large skeleton. Maybe 10, 11 feet tall. Jagged canines at the mouth side of it. Very well preserved for a skeleton. You would think maybe this would have turned to dust by now. It is not clad in anything ornate. There is a rather simple looking blade, a very large blade, but a rather simple looking blade that it holds by the pommel that extends past its feet, touching the very point of the bottom of the cask where you all are.
My. And it looks like it's actually in good condition.
The blade looks rather tarnished.
Yeah. Anything else in there? Any kind of other markings inside, or?
There is a crown above its head, but other than that, no. Inside is rather barren.
Yeah. Ezra kind of, again, that kind of scowl that almost looks like a smile.
There's nothing,
And he goes and help me close it then, and kind of just pushes it back the opposite angle to kind of reseal the thing.
Much easier to close than to open.
And once it's
Alright, well, we're back to where we were a minute ago. Are we forcing him to stay here? Are we taking him?
I suppose we take it, yes? We go back and we find the books, yes? See what we can learn. Perhaps help. Perhaps it is a good spirit, yes? That would be nice.
Yes.
Hopefully it is not one that would kill the entire city.
I don't even know that's him. And he was sort of possessed for a minute there, huh?
yeah, Ezra kind of looks Aragryn up and down.
What's that?
Aragryn. What was the first design for our flag?
The maiden crying, I think.
The first design I showed you.
I don't think any of us fucking remember that, man.
I think that's why it's great. I think it was like,
Come on.
At least if you know, tell me so I can make him check something, because I don't even fucking remember, man.
wasn't
This
it?
one's
I actually don't remember that.
Nah, I don't fucking know it either.
Wasn't it like something to do with like there were like 3 different ones? There was like the lady crying blood. There was like a bunch of arrows raining down, and there was something to do with like a loop or something. I don't fucking know.
A dragon.
That's the only one I remember seeing was the lady crying. That's why I keep bringing that one
Well,
up.
that's the only one we ever did a pick of, I think. But yeah, so Aragryn tilts his head.
I do not know.
The Widowmakers or something.
I didn't hear you. What?
Yeah, Ezric's like, I do not remember this. Of course, he wasn't there, so
I'm going to be crying down here too if you keep talking about leaving me here. Let's go.
Well, we will watch you, yes? Oh,
There's no treasure down here.
yes. It is a shame.
Azric will actually do one last pass of the place to see if there's anything else that looks like it's worth anything.
You could sell these candles. There's a lot of them.
Doesn't he sound a little weird? Man? He's not talking like he usually does.
Perhaps.
Hey, Aragryn, do you want a drink? We got some back at the
What was
car.
that? Is it just me, or do you keep breaking up? Do you guys hear him break up at the end? Or
He asked if you wanted to drink, that's all and then he went on to say something as you were.
I keep hearing like him cut out right before he finishes.
Do you want something to drink? We have some back at the cart.
Oh yes.
That's it? Yes?
I'm Brandy.
Okay, that's better. I don't know. It's hard to make out. Let's just go.
You find a broken axe upstairs, Azric. Shattered at the blade is fine, but it's shattered. You have to try to find a way to fashion a new
Hey,
handle.
I mean,
or
that's
what have you.
materials for a knife or two, so he's happy with it. Tosses it in the cart with the rest. Add that to my loot.
All right. So the 3 of you exit the tower.
Dragging the unconscious bandit.
If you want, I mean,
Are we gonna leave this guy here, or what do you guys want to do?
Azric kind of looks at him.
Yes, this one is still alive, yes? Why?
I didn't have a reason for it. I just didn't kill him, I guess. I was being nice.
Azric reaches down and snaps his neck.
oh god.
Oh!
There. Yes, now they are all dead. The job is done.
Aragryn looks shocked at it for a minute, and then looks at everybody else to see if anybody else is sharing in his shocked demeanor.
Azric kind of looks him over. Are the others?
Gulag just shrugs. I was probably gonna kill him anyway.
So it's looking fine about this.
Okay.
Yeah, Azric kind of looks puzzled at their befuddlement.
We were hard to kill them, yes?
I suppose so. But, alright then.
Yes. Very good.
Azric kind of looks him over. Does he have anything on him?
So worried about locking me up, and
I assume he did. I assume they took the weapons and stuff off him.
Yeah, a couple copper.
Yeah, I mean that's more than a lot of what I have. So, a couple of copper. I don't think I've ever had copper before. This is exciting.
So you snap this man's neck and steal his money. and proceed to exit. You are all traveling through the desert.
Oh yeah, did we? Sorry, I was just gonna ask if we found anything else up above the upper floors.
Aragryn and
Oh, they already cleared it. Okay, cool.
yeah, they had already checked through everything that's been dispersed to them.
Cool.
So you begin your travel back. On your way back, there is a slight variation on the route, as you do. Gulag spots a pack of scorpions roaming, and I'm assuming everyone decides to take a side route in that event.
I mean,
not wanting to deal with
how many
that.
scorpions are you talking? yeah, we'll go around.
So
He would.
tries it.
If it were 2 scorpions, he could do that many.
So you pass by around, and you do see close by here. Just a moment. As you're passing through, you see an oasis.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
You can choose to avoid it if you wish. If you don't wish to go there, you may make perception checks also.
Of course. I would gladly.
As they're walking, Aragryn's gonna offer Azric that extra meal he found too.
Ezra kind of looks it over. You should keep it, yes? I have many. And he kind of tugs on his rather bulging sack. There are plenty here, yes?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, he's got like 3 weeks
suppose
worth of
you are.
rations in there. Joke doesn't work, he's a lizard.
Saving that one.
7 on my percept. The water.
It's full of magical water nymphs that want to heal us and tend to our wounds. Yay! Everything goes perfectly, and they give us much gold and merriment. And Azric runs out of chi.
Just whispering with Soth right now.
Cool.
You guys can go back and forth as this is going on.
As we're walking up, he'll immediately, Aragryn will immediately go over to the water.
Yeah, Azric is actually perked up quite a lot the moment he saw, like, actual fresh water. And so about the moment Aragryn leans down towards the water's edge, there's this massive splash as Azric dives into the water and is kind of very serpentine swimming through it. It looks more like a gator or a crocodile than anything.
Aragryn will start laughing and throw some water as he gets splashed, totally kind of forgetting about that whole incident, pretty much.
You hear as you're to swim around in the water aggressively, you hear someone let out a cry kind of across the way. Aragryn, you would see it. There are a few people at some camp. One of the men was fishing and saw Azric jump in. Quickly pulled his rod away and, "This is some kind of alligator! An alligator!" And he runs to go grab his bow.
Azric kind of in the water. Is he like down under the water? Is he not paying attention to this, or is he like?
That's up to you, man.
Yeah, he'd probably. I mean, he's got good enough hearing, I think. He'd kind of pop up out of the water, his head up high.
Who are these ones, yes? Humans.
He kind of points over towards them from Aragryn, motioning their way.
He's not an alligator. And Aragryn will stand up and wave his hands.
You see they all have their bows pointed at Azric in the water. And then one of them sees you and looks back at Azric, looks at you. Is this your pet?
Is my friend.
I am no pet. I am Azrig.
It speaks. Oh. They back up a bit and... You got in the way of my fishing.
Azrig will kind of look to him and then look to the water and kind of dive down. Can I see if he can get any fish?
Dexterity.
Cool.
Not quite.
Azrig goes down kind of into the deeper bits of the water, what there is that's deep, and kind of plops back up.
They are very quick. Perhaps once I rest, I will catch more for you.
You could just get out of the water.
I suppose. I will go that way, and they will go over to you, yes?
He kind of swims quite happily towards the opposite end of the water from them, and kind of along the shallow bit of the water, kind of lays there basking, half in the water, half on the sand and mossy, grassy bank.
And one of the men heads over towards the bank with Aragryn, has his bow shouldered and looks at you and so. I apologize for my old friend. He is a bit senile.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But if I am being honest, you're a fright. I am Dolkis. You?
My name is Aragryn.
I am so.
We are just passing through.
The honor is mine, Aragryn, and so.
Azrig kind of looks up.
And Ezra, yes?
Yes, said the wizard.
This is a friend as well, Gulag. And he'll nod over to the orc.
And Gulag just drinks a bunch of alcohol that he brought, kind of down in it, in the hot desert sun. I see. We are hunters. We are about to head back to Doomdo. We have got many pelts. Are you interested in exchange?
Oh yeah, side question. I assume the scorpions didn't quite cannibalize, did they?
How do you mean?
Like,
you mean
would,
like
there,
eat the
would
corpses?
like the 3 or 4 corpses that were left from the scorpions have been there?
They are gone.
Lame.
I don't think we have anything to trade. I don't think I do. I think Soth's got everything. He looks over at Soth, actually.
Why do we want belts?
Maybe you don't, but I figured I would ask.
Azrig kind of looks up.
What kind of pelts do you have, yes? Anything strange?
Everything in the desert is strange. Just look at you.
This is true. And the scorpions are very strange too. Very angry.
Eric will laugh.
We try not to deal with scorpions. Fight things that do not fight back. Better pelts, easier pelts. We have a sand skimmer pelt. You ever heard of a sand skimmer?
Ezra kind of tilts his head.
No, what is that?
It is a strange creature. I have hunted in greener parts of the world. This man probably knows what a deer is, don't you?
And he'll nod.
Like that, but the desert. They keep water within themselves. They're quick little creatures. Not little, but quick creatures. About the size of a big dog. Common for the region.
And you'll be camping here for the night?
For the night, and then we make our way back to... It's been a long day.
Aragryn will nod and look over to the others. Perhaps we should all camp together. For safety in numbers.
This is not a bad idea. And I can swim more. I've not swam in a long time. Far too long.
Yes. And he likes to swim around.
I see no reason why we should not. You seem like decent folk other than first impressions.
He nods. We came out here actually hunting bandits. Bedful folk. We are finished now, though, and we are heading back to Dundo.
Yes, we had seen the bandits, avoided them. Wanted no part of that fight. Many of them. You appear to have been successful.
Yes, they were very weak.
Well, that is good then. You must have been stronger than them at least.
Ezra simply nods at that and kind of rests his chin on the sand.
Indeed. It was no trouble, really. And who are your companions over here?
That is my uncle Farid. And that is my cousin, Mira.
And you can tell Aragryn already interested in her. It already raises an eyebrow. Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, she waves, and she's actually skinning at the carcass. Farid just looks at you and scowls and goes back to trying to restring his rod.
And Aragryn will nod to him and, well, let us move our things over there, you know. Let's join them, huh? What do you say, Soth?
Do we have any reason to? I mean, do we trust them?
There's no reason not to. And I'm not concerned with them, yes?
We have lots of things. They could try to take them from us.
Yes. And if they do, we can take their things.
You have lots of things? What things did you get?
He grabs many. Blades, yes?
Just stuff.
Oh, what else did you get? And Aragryn starts to go over there and look and see what all's in the cart.
You can check the bandit loot, and that pretty much gives you an idea. A lot of swords, a pickaxe, some hide armor, a few torques, protectors for necks, fair bit of coins that have all been kind of tucked away in a singular spot there, probably in a satchel. A large sword that is actually very well made for anything else, and several meals, which half of them appear to be rather rancid.
Ooh. Is anybody using this?
The rancid meal?
No, the broadsword.
Oh. I mean, it's in the bag, so...
I do not like swords. The small blades are better, quicker and easier.
I figured we could sell.
Probably for much, yes?
You want to sell it?
Why do you want to use it?
I am a master of the sword.
Then use it to make more coin, yes?
And he takes it and starts feeling its weight and everything. He does have a strength of 19, so...
Yeah. You handle it, it's definitely heavier than you've used other beer. That was just something you could easily carry and conceal. The sword with scabbard feels good in your hands. It has a weight to it. You feel like this will definitely leave an impression. Strike. It's very well made. You can tell it's not coffin make. You may not know its origin, but it is a rather well made broadsword with a interesting twinge to it, kind of a brownish gold hue that tints the blade.
He's gonna spin it around here, see what he...
What the heck?
What is that?
Double plus.
Oh, it's a double plus. Yeah.
I got an 8.
Yep. Yeah, it feels good in your hands. I mean, it was a little clunky because you're swinging around the rapier and stabbing, and so sword swing with rapier is very practical. But with this, it may take some getting used to. But you do like the weight of the sword.
He's gonna take it and put it on his back.
The sword cinches into the scabbard, and the day begins the sun begins to set. What closing RP does anyone have?
Yeah, Aragryn spends most of the night kind of along the edge of the water, quite happily swimming a fair distance from the fishing now, so that he doesn't disturb it much. But very content to, for the first time in a very long time, have some fresh water.
And so,
Himself is just gonna, kick back, relax, look over his things.
all right. Anything from you, Rogue, before we end?
Oh, Aragon's gonna definitely hit on the girl at night. That's
All right.
really it.
Well, we will call that a session.
Lovely. Yeah.
Hell yeah.